Hey, good morning and welcome back to the channel today. We are on our way back to St. George to work with Katika, the Arabian mare that was having some trailering issues. Unfortunately, we got cut off on the video last week and you didn't get to see the owner go through the process of loading the horse. So we're going to go back and work with her again today and show you guys how we teach the owners that was a little unsure of how to handle this, how to do it. So also wanted to just show you this beautiful country we live in. I'm going to switch this around and let you see my drive today, how pretty it is. So I'm going to flip this around. So this is where we get to live and work and play. We'll come around the corner right here, see the beautiful snow-capped mountains. You can see that. Anyway, that's where we are headed today. So enjoy, and we'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, so here we are, day two. We got cut off from seeing you loader last time, so we're going to make this your day to go through this whole process, because I want everybody to be able to see that I can do this. I've done this a million times, but we've got to make sure that you and everybody else that's trying to do this knows they can do it. So I'm going to just fold this divider open a little bit. Now, I think that she'll load today because she had a good experience last time. But what we want to do is, that's okay. Let's see. Well, we're going to need that. I think we're okay. Just make sure you don't run into it.
But yeah, I'm used to moving it when I...
Okay, so before we ask her to get in, let's just have you do that little sending exercise pass there. Now, this is where you tend to be a little bit jerky and fast, can work on slowing everything down, okay? So just get her to go ahead and point and just see if she'll have a nice little trot or even a walk around you. See, I like this time how she's not going into a trot. She's totally relaxed. That has a lot to do with what we've done with her so far too, right? We just bump her head up, yep. So when they go to eat like that, it just shows that they're not paying attention to you. So we'll just keep their feet working until they pay attention to you. Now, you concentrate on keeping your feet in one place. And just let her lunge around you a little bit. And then you can worry about changing directions with her. See, she's already looking at the trailer, so she's not afraid of it at all. We just got to make sure that you can get her in there and you can make her comfortable in there. When she reacts a little bit, you just stay quiet, just like you did right there. So when you feel like she's being nice and quiet, then you can work on the yield. Now, this is where you're going to want to be real careful not to yield and then try to switch directions too fast, okay? So yield her hindquarters, make sure you have two eyes on you, and then switch hands and push her the other way. And let's get that motion down really well. There, now she pretended she was going to eat right there, and then she didn't. That's good. Okay, so see, you tried to point too fast. So yield first, get two eyes on you. Okay, now, the only thing I can, now right there, back her up. See, you didn't ask her to change directions right there yet. She just kind of did it on her own. But when you yield her hindquarters, I'm just going to stand right here by you and show you this. So what you're doing when you yield is you're actually stepping back.
Oh.
And what you want to do is pull the rope towards your belly button. So watch this. I'm going to pull the rope and I'm going to step right to her butt. Okay, now get two eyes on you, then switch hands and change directions. Now, when you get good at this and really efficient at this, then you can do it all in a faster motion. But right now, we've got to get your hands slowed down. So watch this. So your tendency is to want to switch directions right away. What I'm going to do is watch this. I'm going to pull, look at her butt, back her up if she tries to come forward, then change hands and switch directions. Okay, don't try to do it all at once. Okay.
All right, let's try that again.
Just remember, it's kind of a step-by-step thing, okay? There's no rush to it at all. Okay, so pick your direction. Keep your feet still. Let her move around you. Now, if she's going the right way, you want to relax your hand and just like that one. Good. Now, if you want her to trot, just point up and cluck to her again. Stay behind that front shoulder so she knows to go forward. See how much more quiet she is today? You're having to ask her to trot. Okay, hand down to your side when she's doing the right thing. Okay, I'm going to walk you through these. See how she's looking at that trailer? I'm going to walk you through these steps, okay? So put her back on the trot. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to pull the rope to your belly button, look at her butt, and step right towards her butt. What happens if you do this and walk away from her is you pull her into you. And we just want, yeah, see how your foot stepped backwards? So you pretend you're going to step on her tail when you want her to yield her hindquarters, okay? There, good. Now just put her back out there. Point cluck till she trots, then relax. Okay, so you're going to pull to your belly button and you're going to step right towards her tail. Okay, that's what you want. See how much space you've got between you?
That was a mistake.
That's okay. She knows how to do it right. We just got to see, because what happens is when you do this, it pulls her into you. If you just stab at her tail and then stand there, it keeps her out here. Okay, because that's how I've done it with her. Okay, so now point the other direction. There you go. Just keep the pressure on. There you go. Good. Right there. Keep her going. Now, see, you got really heavy with her right there. Good. Now, just keep her going. So this eating's been a little habit we'll just have to work on with her. Okay. Now, let's just practice the yield. Okay. So don't step backwards. Pull towards your belly button and step towards her tail. There. Perfect. Now, switch hands and ask her to go the other way.
To start, we're just going to stop. I'm going to let her look at me.
Yep. And then go ahead and switch directions. Now, eventually what you want is you want to yield her hindquarter switch and have her do a rollback and go the other way. But we've got to get your hands slowed down to where you're not giving her mixed signals. So point up high first and then cluck. You want that point to be what tells her to go. Then you drop your hand. Okay, so right here, pull towards your belly button and nope, you step back. There. Good. So here's I think what's causing this is when I tell you to pull towards you, you do this. So what you want to do is you want to pull and step towards her. Okay? So try that one more time. Just remember, just pretend you're going to step right on her tail to get her to yield her hindquarters. I love the way she goes out for you, you know. She's a sensitive, she just knows exactly what you want. You just got to give her clear cues. Okay, so point first, then cluck. There you go. Now relax. Okay, so you pull to your belly button, step to her tail. There you go. Now, look at the distance you have between you. When you step back, it pulls her right on top of you. Okay, now switch and point the other way. Nice. See how much easier it is to get her to go when she's 6 feet away from you? Point, cluck. Now relax. Hand down. Yeah, she's going, let me in that trailer. Okay, so remember, you pull to your belly button, step to her tail. Other side. If she's going that way, you want to step to this side and yield her hindquarters. There you go. Yeah. And this is a great thing to have. Once she learns the cues and knows what you want, you don't have to hardly do anything. She knows that you looking at her hindquarters means yield her hindquarters. Beautiful. Okay. There. Good. Okay. So now, this is where we're going to add the element of the trailer in. Okay. So just go ahead and take her in a circle or two. And then I'm going to have you walk up to the back of the trailer and see if you can send her in the trailer. Okay. Now, right now, you can go in with her. The sending will be the last part of it because we don't want her to, we know she has a little habit of wanting to turn around and bail out. So just walk up to don't look back at her. Don't do anything. Just walk up and see if she'll follow you in. If she doesn't follow you, then you can turn around and point and put your hand back here to help her in. Okay.
And just wiggle the end just a little bit? Or
if you need to. But if you don't, just go ahead and yield her, to put her in a circle, and then walk right up into the trailer and see if she'll follow you in. But don't turn around and look at her. You just walk in. Okay, now you can point with that up. There you go. Good. So have her go around a whole circle, and then you just fade up towards the trailer and see if she'll follow you in. So right there, just start walking up to the trailer.
Ooh.
Okay, just keep her on that circle. I'm sure she's worried about those trucks and stuff. So this is good for her because there's all that stuff going on up there and she's reacting. So good. So you just stay quiet, bring her back to you. There you go. There, see how every time around, there's a truck up there dumping, and so she's worried about that every time she comes around. There you go, that's better. Okay, now, next time around, just walk up to the trailer with her. Now, just turn around, walk up to the trailer. Don't look at her. Okay, there you go. Now, walk her right up into the front of the trailer and then rub her. There, now just rub on her. Beautiful. Okay, so that's the first time you've sent her in, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, so just right there, see how she's a little bit anxious still today? So just keep rubbing her until you feel her relax. And this is where you're a little anxious because of the experience that you had with her whirling in here. So you got to really concentrate on just keeping yourself quiet and calm. There, now just rub on her. Now, when you feel like she's going to relax for you a little bit, then you just reach up at the halter right there at the knot and just ask her to back up a little bit for you and come out nice and slow. If she tries to come out too fast, let her. Don't try to force her to stop, and then we'll just work on that. But I think she's going to come out pretty nice for you. So just ask for a little bit at a time. Don't hold her. Don't hold her.
Let her go.
Just let her come out. Yep. Beautiful. Okay, now see how she's not even wanting to get all the way out? So go ahead and just turn around, walk back in again. Okay, that is awesome. Okay, we got dump trucks passing us and everything. So even from last week, the first time we did this, from the first video, she was kind of hesitant to get in. She got in pretty good, but then she just wanted to get out. And from the first time we loaded her today, she's going, oh, I don't know, I think I kind of like it in there. Okay, and this is a great practice for you because you can practice on just keeping yourself nice. Now, see how you're holding her? Just let her go.
Oh, I was trying to send her back in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, if you bring her back up, and as soon as she steps forward, just release her. Okay, bring her forward. Cluck to her if you have to. Good. Sorry, I thought you were asking her to go out. Okay, so now, right there, see how you're up there with that rope doing this? Just drop that and rub her. Yeah, if you need to correct her, you can. Keep her in. Now, I just walked her right up into the front again. Kiss to her. Keep pointing. Turn around and walk up in there with her if you can. There you go. Now rub her. So right now, we would really like her to stay up in there because we're going to want to shut the divider. And if she's back here, we can't do that. So you're going to want to make sure before you rub on her and love on her that she's up in the front. Okay? And then we're going to shut this and teach her how to load in the back side of this too. So she's comfortable with both places. Okay, now when you feel like she's comfortable, now you can ask her to back out. But what you want to do is you want to ask her and then let that rope go and let her do it on her own. So you don't want to give her mixed signals like, do you want me out or do you want me in? So just now right there, just let her go. Let that rope just nice and loose. Just keep her head forward. There you go. Now, if she'll back out, let her. If not, you can put just a little bit of backup pressure to have her take a step. But see how she's not wanting to rush out now?
Yeah.
Secret with her is not to let her turn around because that's where her habit came in. Okay. Okay, so now just go ahead and reach down at that clip of your lead rope. Get her head back facing you. And just put enough pressure to get her to step back and then release her. I love how quiet she's being. Good. Okay, now ask again. Go ahead and let her get all the way out this time. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
I did so much better.
Yeah. So a lot of this you can tell when you get anxious, the brain kind of goes crazy and then you don't think through what you need to be doing. So the quieter you can stay with her, the better. Okay. So now just go ahead and stand right there and see if you can send her in again from right here. Keep her in there. There you go. Cluck to her. Good. Keep going. Get there. Now you can walk her up and release her. Walk her up clear to the front. Good. Okay, so right there, you can always just reach out with your hand on her butt and push her butt over if you need to. There. Now relax right there and scratch her.
Good girl.
So you see how fast she can learn if you just do the right things and give her the right cues and you're calm. Okay, now just let her, now just drop that rope and just pet her. Just drop see how you've got her held up here? And so she's thinking, I'm claustrophobic. So just put her back and then drop that and just pet her. You can grab it if you need to correct her, but just don't hold it there to correct her. Right there's good. Now just pet her. Good. Good. Now she's licking and chewing. So see, she just understood that's where you want her.
But I still, so right now I'm pushing her face away from me.
That's if she tries to turn her head, don't hold it away from you, but just like put your finger up on her cheek until she turns it away from you and then release her. Okay?
Like when I'm putting the halter.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so the biggest thing to understand with this trailer is the last thing you want to do is make them feel like this is a bad or claustrophobic or confining spot. You want them to think that this is the greatest place in the world. So every time you grab them and force them to do something in here, it makes them nervous. So the petting and letting them stand is the secret. There, now, there, perfect. Okay? Okay, so now that you've petted her a little bit.
On your turn, though.
Yeah, just go ahead and ask her to. Now, she's not too bad right there. As long as she doesn't take another step, that's okay. Now, when you're ready, you just reach up on that knot of that halter and just ask her very quietly to take a step backwards. There, good. You just keep that head from turning and you'll be fine. She'll get over that on her own. Now, if she wants to stand there and relax for a second, it's okay. Then ask for another step.
Good mama, huh?
Yeah, and remember how the problem you had with her is her bailing out. Now she doesn't even want to get out of the trailer. Just make sure you get a step from her before you release her. Good. Now just let her. Good. I love that she'll stop and relax right here. Okay. All right. So this time, let's go back out and just walk her around right here. You don't have to even lunge her or anything. Walk her in a circle and then come right to here and point. Have her go in and then you follow her in. Okay. See if you can do it from the ground. Or even from the edge of the trailer right here is fine. So the reason that we want to get her to where she'll just send in for you is because we don't want anything to happen if you're in there and something happens, or even a good, solid, nothing scares me kind of horse. If something happens in there, it can squish you, right? So if we can get her just to send in nice and quiet and you just walk into the side of her, then you don't run into those problems with them smashing you. So just walk her in a circle. And then when you go back in, just remember, put your switch hands so that you can point with your other hand. So put the loops in your, so just switch hands right there, because you need to be able to point with, there you go, like that. Okay, so just walk up to the edge of the trailer right there. Now remember, if she goes in, don't hold on to that lead rope because you'll actually ask her to stop. So you've got to just let that lead rope go when she goes in. Just reach back with your other hand and ask her to send, just like we did it with the logs. Okay, now keep her going right there. Since she knows how to do it, we want to make, now, that's okay if you want to stand up on the edge. Now, if we were doing this for the first time, I would say let her investigate, but she knows how to load now. So we want to keep that momentum. There you go. Now walk in with her right there. Keep pointing forward right there.
I know I made a loud noise.
That's all right. Okay, so see what happens when you kind of let her stall a little bit. Now she's wanting to do her own thing. So keep the pressure on. Keep it on. Back in, keep pointing. Okay, so that's okay. That's okay. So what happened is now that we've got her loading, this time you let her kind of stop and sniff and reach for something to eat, and then all of a sudden she's going, well, I don't need to get it. She lost her concentration. So let me show you the difference now. If you've got to be able to be confident to say, I asked you to get in. See how she's wanting to do her own thing right here? So if she keeps doing this, we'll put her back to work.
So I caused that problem.
Okay, so what we'll do, she's getting a little, so I'm going to put her back out here and remind her that out here is work. Actually good that this happened because this is pretty normal. See how she's starting to kind of go, I want my agenda again. Okay, so I'm going to yield. Now watch this yield. Step towards her butt. There's the two eyes. Then we can change directions. This is how you were saying she works for a little bit and then she kind of tries to say, I'm tired of working. This is where we need to let her know that that's not her decision, it's ours. Okay, so this time around, I'm going to bring her up. Okay. Has she done this before? Yeah. So this is a habit with her. Okay, I'm not going to let her go over there. Okay, I'm almost glad that happened because I didn't know she did that. But that big gray horse, same thing.
I saw it on the video.
He got to where he would go off to the side of the trailer and then he knew that he could get away from that. Now, the reason that I'm kind of glad that happened is she got a little bit worked up. This is even a bigger rest for her now. But these are the things, until you've done this for a while, that you probably wouldn't know how to handle that situation. So
you are right. And that's what got me in trouble coming here because she did so nicely.
Yeah.
In. And I just did not know that she was going to go out like that.
Okay, so we're going to go right back here and practice. If she tries to get around to this side, I'm just going to make this super uncomfortable, and then I release her when she comes forward. So we saw just a little bit of her fighting out here, saying, I don't want to do this. I made her keep lunging. So her next option was to come over here to the side of the gate and say, well, maybe that'll get me away from having to. But then once she gets back in here and relaxes, she realizes, okay, that's the good spot.
So that's kind of what she did in the arena when I tell you that she gets away from me.
Yeah. And it's a lot easier to hold them when you've got this longer rope, to let it clear to the end of its rope. If you try to hold her when you're only 4 feet away from her, you'll never get it done. So it's okay to let her kind of fade out and just let her get away from a little bit. Okay, so now that she's gotten back in and relaxed a few times, let's see if she still tries to go out to that side. Okay, so I'm just going to quiet back down here and point towards the trailer. Now, see how kind of having a bad thing, and then when she gets back in, see how good she's hopping in now? There's no stall to her. So a lot of people get worried that, okay, this is the second day, why is she doing that? They all have those times. There's times when they'll backslide a few steps, and you just got to be consistent with them. Okay, so we'll ask her again. So I'm going to load her one more time, and then I'm going to turn it back to you. I like how she's getting in now, but you've just got to be super clear with her what you want now. Okay, now my guess is I'm going to be able to send her around me this time, and she's going to jump right in that trailer. Because I'm videoing this, she'll make a liar out of me, right? Okay, so I'm just going to ask her around me. Now watch this. I'm just going to fade up, sending her towards the trailer. Okay, that's the best she's loaded.
And you were on the ground.
And I was on the ground.
Totally on the ground, right?
Yeah, so the fact that she had a little bit of a, we'll call it a brain fart, and kind of did her thing, it actually makes this more effective. And that's why that gray horse was so bad and fought it so bad that when he got in here and got to relax, it made it even more of a relaxation thing for him because he didn't have to work outside. See how easy she came forward?
And today I saw, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you disagree, there's more of an attitude there.
She had a little bit of an attitude. But you know what? People look at that and go, oh, but you know what? The beauty of that is if you're confident and knowledgeable enough to handle that, it actually, in the end, ends up helping them. It sounds weird, but it really does, because they go from it being an uncomfortable situation for them to this goes back to even a bigger relaxation. Now watch this. See how much easier that is now? So I don't worry about the little fits they throw at all. The only time you need to worry about that is if you don't get them handled, because then it turns in, if you keep letting her go around to the side of the trailer, she's going to keep doing that. So I actually had to snap her on the withers right there with the end of this rope once to say that's not the right answer.
The attitude.
She's a mare and an Arabian. It's funny, people, especially around here, you can't hardly sell somebody a mare. They all want geldings. I've never kept a gelding. I'm a total mare guy. Generally they have more heart. They learn. The only time you have to, everybody says, well, you have to deal with them in heat and all those kinds of, we'll just teach them that they don't have to act up during that. Same as a stallion, you know.
So far, I have not seen, I haven't seen that kind of behavior, and my other mare is very quiet.
Yeah, yeah. And they can learn that. They can learn that doesn't mean they get to act up, you know. Okay, so this time I want you to come right to me and stand next to me, and I'm just going to hold this open for you. And you just stand right to me, and you now make your button. Now switch hands, switch hands. There you go. Beautiful.
I didn't want to switch hands in
That's okay. Just make sure that that's kind of normal to have your loose end in that other hand, but just get it to where it's back here so you can use it if you need to, but this is just your pointing hand. Okay.
Yeah,
So she loaded the best she's loaded for you right there. I'm going to make sure this is still going, and then we'll. Okay, we're good. All right, so let's let you back her out. Nice and easy. I love the fact that she's just taking her time getting out. Okay, so this time keep the pressure till she's there. Keep it till she steps down. There, now. Okay, so this time when she steps down, keep the pressure there till she steps completely off. There you go. Now you can release her. Good. Good. Okay, so go ahead and let her get the rest of the way out. Okay, so this is going to be your test of confidence right here, okay? So go ahead and just walk her in a circle right here. I'm gonna do this without her and just show you what you. So just come out here. Keep the coiled end of your rope in this hand. Okay, there you go. So you can point with that one. And then I want you just to walk right up there, turn around, and send her in. Do it with some confidence. And now just right there, point her in. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay.
She even hesitated.
Yes, yes. Okay, so see, the first time you tried to do that, what did she do? She stalled, and then she learned she could go back to her old ways and get around to the side of the trailer. So this is all about you saying, nope, I'm asking you to get in. And you did it perfect that time. Okay? So I'm going to have you load her 2 more times, and then we're going to call that good for the trailer. Okay? Now, your thing is, we know that she'll load really good now. We just got to make sure that your cues are what they need to be. Okay? So this time I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to let you do it and see if you can get the same thing done. Keep the pressure there. See how she's going through her little ebbs and flows of doing it perfect and then stalling a little. Now, right there, keep it there. Keep the pressure. That's okay. You just keep it there. Let her step down. See, right now, she doesn't really want to get out of the trailer. So there, good. Now relax. Okay, so now I want you to, it's all you. I'm staying quiet.
Right.
Just like that. Beautiful. Now don't get up in there and start doing backflips. Okay, so tell me if that's something you thought you'd be doing right now.
Today.
Beautiful. Look how she moved her butt over for you. Okay, so now we need to work on making sure you can close the divider, right? So just hang that over her neck right there. Okay, look at where her head's at. Now, just if you can, just kind of keep rubbing her neck as you kind of step back and just bring that divider towards you so that she, as you step away from her. There, now just come back. That's okay. Now just step back and close it. That's okay. She'll be all right. Good. She's such a little thing, she can almost turn around in there. Okay, so go ahead. Yeah, good. Now go ahead and latch it and just go ahead and scratch her.
Good girl. Good mama.
Okay, so guess what? Trainer didn't do one thing for you that time. You did it all on your own. Okay? So all this stuff becomes really fun when you start gaining knowledge and learning how to do it, huh? So you want me to tell you what I've seen so far? I've seen you, because I know you were super anxious getting in here because of the bad experience you had. But once you understand that you can control that, and once she does what you're asking her to, confidence builds. And so repetition builds confidence, builds knowledge, and then all you can do is become a leader for your horse. That's the whole goal to this thing. Okay? So now when you open that divider, you don't want her to turn around and come out, right?
Right.
So just go ahead and unlatch it and keep petting her on the butt.
I went for her head before.
If she will.
I feel better if it was.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, now just keep petting her on the butt. Don't hold her, just pet her. And then slip around the end of this. If she was a full-grown quarter horse, she wouldn't be able to do that in here. There you go. Now just open it just enough to slide through. And then you just walk up, keep petting her. Good. Okay, now when I open this, you need to make sure she'll stay in. Okay, because what happens is if you open this and she gets used to it open, that means I can get out. Okay, so just get her back up and pet her. And then I'm going to open this and you just keep her in there. Okay, so it's your idea to come out not opening the gate. That's not her cue to get out.
Okay. This feels good.
Yeah, it's nice, huh?
Feels good.
So we can't see you on the camera with that big cheesy grin, but just so you guys know, she's got a big cheesy grin on her face. Okay, so go ahead and ask her to get clear out. There you go. You just keep as much pressure as you need to get her to step back. See, this is the opposite of what we started out with. We had a horse that wanted to bail out. Now she doesn't want to get out. Okay, so right here is where you're going to have to be a little more assertive with her and say, I'm asking you to back up. So just stand right off her shoulder right there and just keep putting pressure there till she takes a step back. There, now you can release. Now go back to the pressure again. Pressure. There you go. Okay, so for some reason now she's decided I don't want to unload. Okay, so let me show you. There, you're okay. Go ahead and keep going. Try to keep her head straight. So this is another way we can use this too. Let's try this. So pressure's not, she's just bending her head, so watch. So what if we get away from that and start doing this? Okay.
She put her leg on that.
Oh, on the little.
Yeah. A few times now.
Okay.
So I want. Anyway.
So it'll go back.
She's gonna live.
Okay. So let's try this a few times. So I'm just going to ask her to come back and watch this. See how easy that's becoming for her?
Okay.
Okay. So now maybe the pressure for her to back out on the halter's too much. So we'll just animate our body right here. Let her just get out.
Much better.
Okay. Now watch.
She doesn't
watch
like
this.
that, does she?
No, she doesn't like pressure. Look at this.
You called her in like this.
Good girl. That's a good girl.
Okay, my turn to try.
That's a good girl.
My turn to try.
Okay, so this is all about just the shake of the rope. So just let her go right there. Look at her and just see, this will help keep her head straight too, to where she's not binding it around. So you just keep that shake going. Get a little bit more if you need to. Keep going. Don't let her, if she's not, right now we want her to go out, so. Okay, now just a little bit less pressure now. Okay.
More pressure when
Yep, no more pressure when she doesn't go.
Whoops.
That's funny how she, there you go. There now. See how the pressure goes away when she does the right thing? Great. Okay, so now just see if you can do, now just nice and light, just walk up, pet her a little bit, and then just do this. Okay. Okay, so let's do this one more time. Start to finish. Shut the divider, rubber. Let's do the whole thing once. Then we'll call it good for that. Okay, so your secret for her to getting in now, she's really good at loading. It's your confidence. She's just walk up there just like you're going somewhere. Okay. Nice, good job. So even though you got your hands a little twisted up right there, she still jumped right in for you. Okay, nice and quiet now. Now just steady pressure, and then when she moves, you release it. There, now release, okay? This right here, she'll learn to just go, that means nothing. Okay, so now go ahead, same thing, just rub her on the head, rub her on the neck, and then reach out and start to close that divider. And then just work your way back, petting her. No, there you go, just come back now. You're okay, don't worry about that as much when you get back that far. Just go ahead and come around and then shut that. See how she's standing there for you now? Love when those kinds of things happen. Okay, so now see how, even right there, you were super anxious to say, okay, I got to close the divider. So now you know you can. Now you can just say, okay, I'm just going to scratch her and I'm going to work my way back. Because what happens is if you start stalling to shut this, then she's going to start coming to you. But if you get to where you can just rub her and then walk out and close it, that's your goal. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if you can get back in there with the divider. I'm going to have you walk out one more time and close the divider. So this time, don't be, just open it part way, walk around the end of it and walk right up to her neck. Not fast, but steady. Now just walk her, there, good. Good, good, good.
She thought about it, didn't she?
Yep.
Nice.
Now she's paying attention to that. Now I'm not going to worry about this dump truck. We're just gonna let her deal with this. Yeah, just easy. Just back in slow. Now that she's figured out how to back out again, you can probably go back to the halter pressure. There. See how she just had a little moment there is all. Okay, so this time, just stand right there and ask her to go in. Point and cluck to her. Say, oh, let's get you right back in there. Okay, so walk her up to the front. Pet her on the neck, grab that divider, and let's just get out of there. And okay, just come back nice and just steady, not quick, just steady. Good, good. Yeah, that's okay. It'll take you a little time. The better she gets at it, the better you're both going to get at it. Good job.
Thank you. I can't tell you how. Just like
Okay.
I could like do somersaults.
Now remember, we've only worked with her 2 days.
This is my first time.
And this is your first time.
I loaded her, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Able to this far.
Yeah. So now we just make sure she matures and goes. Now we move on to the next step, and then we're going to get out. And if you've got a little time, let's sack her out, because this is not going to be pretty right at first. I can guarantee it. So, okay. So now just nice, not quick, but smooth, and just go ahead and walk around that divider and walk right in and pet her. Right there. Just go ahead and walk around it and walk in and pet her. See how she's not turning and trying to bail out now? She's turning her head, but she's not trying to bail out. She's just wondering where you're at. Now, right there, keep her in, because we don't want this coming open to let her think that means unload. Lots of little subtleties, huh, that you just have to learn. Okay, that time we opened the divider and she stood there for you. Okay, so when you're ready, you can just go ahead and unload her. And now you're probably not going to have to shake it. Just put a little pressure and let her back out. She just got a little stuck right there. And if she does, then you can go back to the shake.
It's okay. All right. Hey.
And right there, you can pull her head back around because she's good enough at this now that you don't have to let her do that. Good, good, good. Good job. Good job. Good.
And you'll start figuring out to not rub your leg on that thing. All right.
Good girl.
Oh my God.
Good girl.
She's like, whoo.
She's sniffing the mic. We'll hear this in the microphone. Okay, so that's pretty dang good. Okay.
That's awesome.
So right now you're doing everything that I did with her. Okay. We just got to get you to where you're automatic. Okay.
Even with that attitude, it went really, really fast.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So tell me how you feel with that.
Pretty awesome. So I feel like I'm so successful right now.
Success. When you have things go right, it just makes you want to go farther, huh? I told you about the saying that I just love, that frustration begins when knowledge ends. That is probably one of the most true equine statements I've ever heard. And Clinton, I will give credit for that because he's the one that said that. Okay, so good for trailer loading. Okay, I'm going to stop this for just a second, and then we're going to set her up, and we're going to teach her how to sack her out and do all that kind of stuff.